So if you're a big Stanley Kubrick fan out there, it's on the internet now. So I want to get to my next review. My next review will be on... Where was I? Oh yeah, Shadows over Shanghai. Let's start the review. We open up at a refugee camp where we meet Dr. Adams and Irene Roma. They spot two planes in the sky, one belonging to Irene's brother, Peter, and the other... At least we know one thing so far. Irene drives to the devastating crash to save her brother, who is somehow nearby and only suffered a few scratches on his head. I mean, this is what the crash looked like. Peter is a lucky man, you know. Anyways, he tells Irene that he recovered an amulet which the bad guy wants, whose name is Sargoza.
Don't tell me that thing is the cause of all this.
That thing, as you call it, means much to China, and to Sargoza if he can get it. Hoy long trusted me to deliver it for him to the Sun people in San Francisco.
But what has Sargoza to do with all that?
He found out I had it.
Irene escapes just as the bad guy arrives, who questions Peter and the doctor. Sargoza realizes that the girl has the amulet.
Well, she won't get very far.
Not bad so far, but don't expect to see Peter or Dr. Adams anymore.
Oh!
I know, but Irene doesn't have a significant role after this either. So you're wondering who the main characters are now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Meet Johnny. He is a photographer for news agencies and is also living in the war-torn country of China, who is fighting Japan. The actor James Dunn is actually pretty good, but sometimes the character is a bit annoying.
Say, if Sargoza's one of the two most dangerous men in China, who's the other one?
Understand?
Sure, I understand, but what's the idea of grabbing me like this?
Well,
How did you know my name? This is beginning to bother me. You know, it isn't fair. A fellow like that lives to a ripe old age while a cautious, timid soul like Johnny McGinty meets with an early catastrophe.
Anyways, he decides not to get on the boat to evacuate from China. At the same time, Irene arrives too late and is stuck in Shanghai for now.
But I must get on that boat.
Immediately, Johnny finds interest in her, who is following her the next scene after this for some reason. Suddenly, a car pulls up and tries to kidnap the woman. Our hero steps in.
Hey!
you meddling fool!
Scram, Tavares, before you get hurt.
Don't be an idiot. I am General Alexis of the Soviet Embassy. That girl is a spy.
Yeah, well, you got just 5 seconds to be gone with the wind. Go on, beat it.
We cut to Cathay Hotel where Johnny discovers the potential kidnapper is named Sargoza, and we also get to meet his friend, Howard Barkley.
And I stepped in.
Chap rescues maiden from monster. Did she appreciate it, Johnny?
Well, if she did, I never found out about it. When I turned around, she was gone.
Not even a kiss or a scented handkerchief for your pains, eh? Well, fortunes of war and the Galahad complex. We all have a touch of that at least once in our young lives. Oh, but I'd love to have seen it. Was she pretty, Johnny?
Is there a Mr. Howard Barclay registered here?
Yes, miss. Room 810.
Thank you.
Shall I announce it?
The door's unlocked.
You.
Awkward. Howard eventually ends up in the same room a few minutes later. He meets Irene, and it turns out he knows her brother. Zaragoza, it turns out, is one of the most dangerous men in China. Who's the other one?
A natural question. The other is Fuji Yokohama, Japan's #1 military agent in Shanghai.
We are going to die!
Since Irene does not have a passport, the trio has to find an alternative. This will be accomplished through a fake marriage between Johnny and Irene.
One thing we can't do is fake a passport. There's only one ship going out tomorrow, the Nichimaru. That's for American refugees only. Johnny's taking that, and I happen to be going on it myself through an embassy courtesy.
Now, when the main character is about to get prepared, he is taken hostage. Even at gunpoint, Johnny is a bit annoying and clueless here.
You fly running away, then come shoot.
Oh, bingo, just like back night, huh?
Funny, no joke. Fairly sober.
The main character is interrogated by two men, one being Zaragoza, who is later pulled over by Japanese military officials. The villain is forced to give up his hostage over to them. Only one man is as dangerous as Zaragoza. Correct. Yokohama asks Johnny about Irene and her whereabouts. The protagonist denies knowing where she is, so he is let go. And so he arrives late at the fake wedding ceremony, which can finally tie the knot.
All you have to do is okay this passport for both of us.
Sorry, I'd like to, McGinty, but I can't.
Can't?
What?
Why not? She's my wife. Doesn't that mean anything?
Evidently, you've spent so much time everywhere but in the United States, McGinty, that you haven't kept up with its laws. Congress passed a law a number of years ago ending the custom where a foreign-born woman who marries an American automatically becomes an American citizen.
Back at the hotel, our heroes receive a package that was sent from Lunsat Lee. What they don't know is that it was intercepted by Yokohama's men, who placed an explosive inside of it, which can only blow up if the incense is lit. On the one hand, this is a really stupid plan, but it's explained in the last part of the movie. But I find this scene pretty odd too.
Excuse me. What are you going to do? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to take some pictures. What's the matter with this?
As Johnny is taking pictures, Howard decides to hide the amulet inside the statue by waxing it up.
If I don't get a bonus for this, I'm going to quit. How you making out?
I'll be through in a moment.
They all escape and meet Lunsat Lee at his place. Soon, the bad guys arrive. The trio eventually spot a ship, and they embark on it. Somehow, Yokohama knows what ship they are on and the exact room that they are staying in. Soon, Johnny disarms him with the camera.
Nice work, Johnny. Now, you've always been such a good guesser, Mr. Yokohama.
Well, you needn't worry about it. You'll never get that amulet.
Put up your hands, Mr. Barclay.
Wait, what? How did Zaragoza even know they were on this ship? And why would the captain allow him on board? He's clearly not American. I guess the Russian accent fooled him. And, by the way, where are Zaragoza's men? Last seen, like, this guy was left standing. He just vanishes. And how convenient for the bad guy to show up right on cue. Just beautiful. Zaragoza is tricked into lighting up the incense, which you know.
Going ashore? I thought you were sailing with us.
You did not know?
Know what?
Mr. Barclay happens to be a first-class Chinese military agent, empowered at the moment to buy ammunition with the funds that amulet was to release.
He's more or less right, Johnny. I'm sorry I couldn't have told you before.
Do not feel too badly. The trip would have proved useless. Permit me.
What? They can't be serious about this. This whole plan had to go in chronological order. So you have the bomb planted inside the statue, then you have him waiting in the exact same room where the heroes are going to happen to be, and then, at the same time, you have Sargoza to get rid of. Did Howard plan all of this? What were you thinking?
That's part of my business.
Shut up. If either one of you had a brain for a minute, you would have had Yokohama arrest Sargoza immediately. You don't need any reason, do you? Man, I'm just thinking about this too much, aren't I? That's pretty much it. The villain is deceased and the amulet was actually found, so they sail out of Shanghai. So how's this movie? I honestly thought Irene's brother Peter would have been one of the main characters. After all, he did say this.
I only wish you were going to.
I'll join you as soon as I can.
So the dialogue is kind of bland, and the villain is forgettable. My personal recommendation is just to see it once, and then forget about it. So, happy late Christmas, everybody. I'll see you later.
I see nothing. Nothing.
Don't lie to me.
I not know. I don't see girl.